Moving on from a long-term relationship after it ends, dealing with death of a loved one or losing a dear and close friend, is one of the hardest things the human mind must go through. But letting go for good can be even harder. So today, we shall be talking about how to move on from these events and letting go of that person, place, or thing. I shall be speaking from the heart to help you figure out where your head and heart are at and what you can do about it to feel better and continue on through life. When you decide to date someone new, you figure that the only way to get over someone old is to get under someone new. You can refer to that as a rebound. But letting go means you've opened yourself up to someone new with no lingering feelings for your former flame, and you're finally free to love without limitations. Mending the mistakes of what happened means accepting what happened, but still wishing that you could change it. You're trying to remember all the bad in the relationship, but for some reason the good overclouds it. When you finally let go of it, you can finally live without those regrets. You've fully recognized and accepted what was wrong. You're older, wiser, and finally feel like the mistakes taught you something. Now the two hardest things are getting over the past and forgiveness. Moving on means you're still pushing through it. You still feel hurt and anger when you're reminded of your past events when it happened. It's a transition, and you're still figuring out the process of it all. Letting go of it all means you've transitioned into your new life. The past is in the past, and you're finally over what happened. You're not reminded of your breakup every single day. You're not reminded of their passing every single day. And you're not going to even remember that friend who was once a brother in arms, but on occasion, if you are, the anger is gone. Forgiveness means you haven't reached this stage of moving forward just yet. You want to forgive only so that you forget, but the hurt and the anger is still there. True forgiveness means you've let go of your anger and have forgiven them and yourself for the mistakes that were made. You may never fully forget them, but you're not bitter. Not anymore, God knows you have tried. The memories of them moving on means you throw out your personal reminders of them because you don't want to remember them everywhere you look. It's just too painful. Letting go means that every now and then, something triggers a memory, but you don't feel pain anymore. It's just something that once was. Now it isn't, and that's okay. Remember, you have all the time in the world to take whatever has happened to you at your own pace. Not one single human being on this planet has control of your life but you. Please never forget that. Moving on from any type of hardship is no easy matter and will take time, energy, and patience. Here are some tips to help you along the way and begin your process. Number 1. Letting go of a fantasy and get real. Fooling yourself with a clearly false narrative is keeping you from moving on and letting go of what happened. Sure, there were good times, but not enough of them to make your relationship work. Realize that you weren't right for each other and that you weren't meant to be together. Number 2, accept your emotions and recognize they are totally normal. There's no shame in admitting that you're sad, disappointed, angry, or any other number of feelings. Trying to play it cool and pretending that you don't care isn't helpful and will ultimately set you back on your healing journey. Accept those difficult emotions and let yourself experience them fully. The only way out is through, as they say. Number 3, talk about your feelings. The process of moving on is a difficult and lengthy one, so this is the perfect time to rely on your support system. Talk to your parents, siblings, or best friends about what's going on in your head and heart and how you're coping. They'll be there to encourage you and pick you up on the difficult days as well as cheer you on the good ones. Number 4, keep yourself busy. If you're trying to move on, the best way to do it is to keep moving. I don't mean that you should occupy every spare second of your day in order to distract yourself from your feelings. Compartmentalizing never works, as I said, and this will ultimately backfire. However, the one thing you definitely don't want to do is wallow. Get up, get out of the house, and go do something that brings you joy and makes you feel alive. Number 5, drop your baggage. Playing the blame game is a surefire way to keep yourself stuck in place and avoid moving on. This isn't helpful, and it certainly doesn't change what has happened. Drop all that baggage and take a deep breath. It doesn't serve anyone. And finally, number 6, change your environment and your life as a whole. You can't change your life if nothing changes. It's important now to make big moves to change something about your life. Maybe even something as simple as a morning routine. This is your opportunity to forge a new path. If there were places you wanted to go, things you wanted to do, people you wanted to get to know, do it. There's no day like today, as they say.